with us, dummy. Come play with us.
I red rummed them. Hey everybody, Goosebumps for Dummies here, back at it again with another video. And yes, I just committed murder of a doll on camera, but whatever. You know, it's in spirit of the episode, because that was a Shining parody, I guess. Because we're talking about a Shining knockoff, I guess. Check out Time at the Dead Ends Hotel, our Black Spine review of the month. I did not forget, I was just building up to this one. Because it's a very infamous Black Spine. It's got one of the most popular cover arts, one of my favorite from Craig White's catalog, and it has got the longest UIG title, I believe. Not the whole franchise, I'm sure, but it actually has to do that, so it's long. It's a long title. I had to do text over text, not just one line, which is rare. You know, you don't see it on Goosebumps books actually ever. It's the only time I think we've ever seen it. Let's just dive into this one. And now for my blurb, as always. You can check in, but you can't check out. That's very underwhelming for a tagline, but either way. You and 3 classmates are on a school trip when your car breaks down. Too bad, because now you have to check into Hotel Morte, otherwise known as the Dead Hotel, because Morte is dead in Latin. Guess what? The guests in this hotel are all ghosts. They're out to make you see through too. Okay, you can either try to escape through the doggy door, or search for somebody named Drew Mordegarth. Very, you know, suspicious name, but whatever, who claims to hold the key to your escape. But whatever you do, don't fall asleep, or you won't live to regret it. The choice is yours in this scary Goosebumps adventure that's packed with over 20 super spooky endings. Whatever. This one's great. This is a great UIG, and I genuinely really recommend it, with its small flaws. I feel like I'm saying this for every video now. This book's good! Small flaws. This book's great! Small flaws. This book's okay. It's got some flaws. I never talk about anything negative anymore. But yeah, this is just another really good book. Actually one of the best UIGs, I'd say. So let's dive into why. What I like about this book is mostly a general thing, you know, overall. And starting off with endings. There's a lot of great endings here. There's only a few bad ones, or ones I'm not, you know, a huge fan of. But yeah, overall, really good endings. There's a few standout ones, specifically a freezer-associated ending. And there's a lot of creepy moments in this book involving maybe there's some blood, maybe there's a very disturbing-looking ghost, and maybe, weird thing, falling asleep. And I'm gonna rail on that for a second. Falling asleep is one of my weird fears. Yeah, I have some of the stupidest things what I find scary. I mean, obviously, living dolls, yeah, it's gonna make me shit my pants a little if I see it in real life. But 2 of the things that weirdly scare me are Christmas lights and falling asleep or loss of consciousness. It's such a mysterious thing, and science doesn't understand how it works, but let alone adding the fact that you're gonna die. If you fall asleep, you die is one of the most horrible things to happen, you know? You fall asleep, you're dead. You gotta be an insomniac for a long time. And let me tell you, it's easy to fall asleep. It's just, let alone that is scary. And also, I have just a fear of the loss of consciousness. It's such a weird fear I have. So it hit home a little here. Decently terrifying this book was. As well as, obviously, the ghosts and the blood sequence. If you know what I'm talking about, that's a very graphic sequence. I'm surprised it got past the editing this page. You know, I thought the ghostwriter had been asked to cut it out by Stine or whoever was, getting these pages and first off reading them. Either way, yeah, that got in. And yeah, like I said, there's some really great endings and disturbing moments. Overall, the book is really good. I quite liked most of it. I think both storylines, actually, I'm high. The entirety of the book is good. Because guess what? There's one storyline. And it's a normal length UIG. In fact, it's a bit above average. It's about 140 pages. It's got one storyline. There's little branches, but they all are part of one giant storyline. There is no clear different segments. Yeah, I think the longest branch off was about 20 pages at most. There was just one giant storyline, which is such a weird thing, and I think that's something I can actually compliment this book for, you know. One consistent story, though that kind of also doesn't work in its favor, because it kind of all blends into one, which might make some parts less memorable, but either way, overall the book is really good. Some really good scares, and some decent pacing, and of course writing as always. I think something involving Drew Mordegarth, though disappointing, I like some of the endings that came from him, and kind of reveal that, yes, he is not a threat. I was hoping that would be the case, because we've had so many damn threats in this book. Turned out to be the case for a few endings. Yeah, I like that. But yeah, very good book, but has a few flaws. I really have only 2 things that each take off like 0.5 out of 10. Drew Mordegarth. I just mentioned him, like, I like that, there's some kind of thing being built up here, and I think that's good, and I think that he being a good guy is a good thing. I liked that. However, I didn't like everything else. He is super underwhelming. In fact, he is completely pointless. Yeah, I like that we built him up. I like that he was a good guy, but I didn't like how that wasn't even needed to exist, because what he did in the book was extremely pointless. He just kind of confirmed some things that were already known, quite well and very likely, and I guess contributed as the same thing as the 3 other people in the hotel that we need to find, because we can't find them throughout the book. We're trying to find them as we're trying to get out of here. He kind of acts as a 4th, I guess. I don't know. Slightly makes us want to continue the story. To find him. I don't fucking know. He's pointless. He's just a pointless fucking addition. And it's kind of, painful. But, something else that bothers me is the dwarves. Now, it's not big at all, so I really, can't hate it. But I feel like not only are they extremely out of place in this book, everything involving was the stupidest shit I've ever read. And they're the 7 dwarfs. I mean, the 7 dwarfs from Snow White. I haven't even seen that movie before. I know, weird. I have never seen that movie. Not gonna watch that fucking reboot coming out in like a month. Like I said, dwarfs. They're not even a big thing, and they piss me off. It is the stupidest thing in this book. There's one ending, there's a few jokes about them, and there's a ghost who's like, ooh, I don't like dwarves. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's dog shit. I really don't like that inclusion. But besides that, and of course, Drew Mordegarth being very disappointing. Really good book. Let's get to my rating. I give this book a 9 out of 10. I think it's very good and borderline almost amazing. But even still, it's a great book, and I highly recommend it for a Black Spine read. Yeah, it's one of the best Black Spines too. As of now, because I haven't read them all. I've only read about 10. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this book review, and tell me what you think about Check Out Time at the Dead End Hotel if you have read it below. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.